Is Polygon MATIC going to continue to fall? I think I have the answer, and I think the answer is yes. And it's kind of pretty clear when we take a look at the daily chart here what's going on with MATIC. We have a very clear downtrend line since, what's that, the end of December? And we have this triangle forming where the highs are getting lower and the lows are kind of staying the same, which tends to build up to falling prices, which we're about to see enter this area below 0.8. That's what it looks like on the daily chart. Let's go and look at one of my favorite tools, that is tradingview.com. We're going to look at its technical analysis for MATIC. It's showing on the 1-day time frame a sell. Oscillators are sell, moving averages a sell, so it's kind of seeing what we're seeing in the price action. On the 1 week, it's a neutral with neutral oscillators and a buy on the moving averages, and neutral on the summary. Oscillators are sell, moving averages are neutral. So kind of a mixed bag, but to me, when you look at the price action here, it's pretty clear that there is a chance we're going to continue to fall. Now, where to start? MATIC is behaving like many of the other coins. It's basically following Bitcoin and has gotten tightly coupled with Bitcoin here in January. And what I mean by that is, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had this rising channel for the last month and a half almost now, with these higher highs and higher lows. But it's starting to break out of that channel. It broke out of that channel after the ETFs were approved and hit this 49,000 level, which many said 50,000, 48 to 50,000, had some pretty intense sellers up there, and that was what we saw. Once price got there, it was quickly rejected. People started moving money around, taking profits, and we have kind of tumbled down to the 42,000 range where Bitcoin has spent the last 5 days. All right. It appears to me that Bitcoin is it's eventually going to give up this rising channel, and it's eventually going to tag 40. That's what I think it's going to do, is tag 40,000. It could break on down here in the next day or two, or it might see one more bounce, one more gasp for air, and try to break out above this 44,500 or so. But I don't think it'll be able to make it, and I think we're looking for more down pressure in Bitcoin, which is just causing other coins like MATIC to fall. Now, that's actually okay because it's a healthy, yeah, it's natural. Now that I look at this, I'd really hate to see MATIC give up this 0.73 level, and I don't know that it will, but I'd hate to see that, because then there's really no more, I guess you could call a resistance level right around here or something like that. You could put one here and you could put one here. But I'm looking at the October run-up where it started around 0.5. I certainly don't want to have it coming down to 0.665 again. And I don't think we're there yet. But can you look at this chart and tell me that you don't think it's actually going to enter this 0.8? It's already fallen once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And yes, it's been bought up every time since. But what chart was it? Was it VET? VET had something similar to that earlier, where it had a level and it kept getting hit, but there was still downward pressure, and eventually it broke through. That's not unusual, and it just looks like that's what MATIC is going to do, that we're going to go below this 0.8 and enter this range. Now, it could get bought back up again. That could happen. But our next move for anything bullish has to be above this this downward trend channel, this downward trend line. It has to get above this, and I just don't see any movement toward that right now. The pressure is looking down. Now we'll have to see what happens in this area. I think if Bitcoin does fall out and hit 40,000, MATIC is going to enter this area. And then it'll depend on Bitcoin. Is it going to fall below 40 and start challenging this 38? Some are calling for us to even enter this 34 to 38,000 level to rebase while we wait for the halving in April. That could happen. Seems like a legitimate theory to me. But to things closer at hand, I do think we're going to be hitting 40,000 on Bitcoin, which is going to pull us down here. Long term, You know, long term, we're still looking good. Now, let me be very clear on this. Long term, I am very pro crypto. So I think MATIC is a coin that will do well. It seems to have done well. It did double in the run up from October to December, so that's always good. We did break out of this kind of trend line right here, this downward trend line. Okay, see, we broke out of that in October. That, to give you another idea, VET's still holding on to its trend line. Look, it's got that trend line now, and it's down matching it. Doge also has a trend line that it's matching. So MATIC is comfortably above that trend line, so that's good. And it's kind of got some expanding patterns looking here. Yeah, I like that look. Let's see what that looks like when we zoom in on that. And see how I just drew that line? You could even really kind of draw it there if you wanted to. Yeah. Kind of the tops. Yeah. Yeah. Look at what happened. Let's zoom in on that. I like that line. See if I can get that a little closer. It's the tops of this, the tops of this, and the bottom of these. And it's art, not a science. You're not going to hit every point right on. But something like that looks pretty good. I'm actually going to leave that for reference. Oh, let me make this bigger. Yeah. Okay. So what that means is there's a little bit more, there's another level here of support with this trend line. Doesn't mean we can't break it. It just means there's another level. And that if we do go below this, well, not only have we broken this 0.8, but we've also broken this trend line as well. Still, I think the most important area, I'm going to draw another, I need more symbols here. I actually want this to be a different color. I'm going to draw, still the most important area is this. It's still this area right here that we're coming up on. Falling into this area, how is the market going to behave? I think we'll just have to watch. This is a good chart to find out what's going to happen. Now, Bitcoin could surprise me, and I could wake up and Bitcoin could be sitting around $45, $46, $47,000. Heck, it's done it before, could do it again. And if it does, well, we're going to break this trend line and start ranging back up in here again. I just don't see it yet. We'll be up here again eventually, but I think we got to dip down first. That's what I'm thinking. And we'll just have to find out how far we dip. If you're wanting more MATIC, might want to get your buy button ready. You might have a chance to pick some more up at a nice discount here soon, if that's what you're so inclined to do, and then hold it for bigger gains. All right, we'll see if that's what all happens. I'll keep you updated as price goes on. I'll be back after a while. Y'all take care.